All India Radio presents Morning News. Good morning. I am VC Pramod and with me is Tanvi Khurana. The headlines. Cyclone Yas to make landfall at North Odisha West Bengal coast between Paradip and Sagar Island on Wednesday evening. Prime Minister Narendra Modi reviews preparations to deal with cyclone. Asks officials to ensure safe and timely evacuation of people from high-risk areas. Centre to decide on CBSE Class 12th board exams by the 1st of June. States asked to give their feedback by tomorrow. India's daily COVID positivity rate declines to 11.34%. Lockdown in Delhi and Rajasthan extended. Railways delivers more than 15,284 metric tons of liquid medical oxygen to various states so far. Yoga Guru Baba Ramdev withdraws his remarks against allopathy after Health Minister Harshvardhan's displeasure. And Asian Boxing Championships get underway in Dubai today. India already assured of 7 medals after 7 women participants enter semi-finals. As the number of COVID cases are on the rise, we appeal to our listeners not to lower their guard, take all precautions, and all those above 45 years who have taken the first dose of COVID-19 vaccine to get vaccinated with the second dose at the scheduled time. Stay safe and protected by following these 3 simple steps. Wear a face mask, maintain the 2 gaz ki duri for social distancing, focus on hand and face hygiene. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has directed all departments concerned to ensure timely evacuation of those involved in offshore activities in view of Cyclone Yas, which is expected to cross the West Bengal and North Odisha coasts on Wednesday evening. He also instructed officers to work in close coordination with states to ensure safe evacuation of people from high-risk areas. Mr. Modi took a high-level meeting yesterday to review the preparedness of states and central ministries and agencies concerned to deal with the situation arising out of Cyclone Yas. He spoke about the need to ensure that time duration of outages of power supply and communication network are minimum and are restored swiftly. The Prime Minister asked officials to ensure proper coordination and planning with state governments to ensure no disruptions in COVID treatment and vaccinations in hospitals. Mr. Modi directed officials that advisories and instructions on do's and don'ts during the cyclone be made available in easily understandable local language to citizens of the affected districts. He spoke about the need to involve various stakeholders like coastal communities and industries by directly reaching out to them and sensitizing them. The Home Ministry is reviewing the situation 24/7 and in touch with state governments and union territories and the central agencies concerned. The NDRF has pre-positioned 46 teams which are equipped with boats, tree cutters and telecom equipments in the 5 states and union territories.
जो साइक्लोन है ये आईएमडी के अनुसार वेरी सीवियर साइक्लोनिक स्टॉर्म की कैटेगरी में आता है। वेरी सीवियर साइक्लोनिक स्टॉर्म का मतलब हुआ विंड स्पीड से आकलन किया जाए तो 120 से लेकर 175 तक, गस्टिंग 185 तक जा सकता है। एनडीआरएफ ने तैयारी की है और स्टेट के साथ मिलकर तैयारी की है और जो अच्छी बात है वो ये कि भारत सरकार की तरफ से हाईएस्ट लेवल पर इसका कॉग्निजेंस दिया गया है। प्रधानमंत्री जी ने मीटिंग की, स्टेट के जो भी रिक्वेस्ट है उनको हम लोग अनुमोदित कर रहे हैं और टीम्स जैसे मांगी जा रही है वो दे रहे हैं और इसी तरह से एनडीआरएफ टीम भी तैनात की जा रही है और जहां जरूरत हो रही है एयरलिफ्टिंग के जरिए भी उनको पहुंचाया जा रहा है।
The Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas has taken measures to secure all installations in the sea and to bring back their shipping vessels to safe harbour. The Health Ministry has issued an advisory to states and union territories likely to be affected for preparedness in the health sector and response on COVID in affected areas. The Indian Met Department IMD has said Cyclone Yas is likely to intensify into a very severe cyclonic storm and is expected to cross the Odisha and West Bengal coasts on Wednesday evening. It could make a landfall between Digha in West Bengal and Paradip in Odisha. The IMD said the deep depression formed in the east-central Bay of Bengal has turned into a very deep depression yesterday. Lying centered at about 590 kilometers from east-southeast of Paradip in Odisha, it is likely to intensify into a cyclonic storm by today morning and will further deepen into a very severe cyclonic storm.
ये एक डिप्रेशन में परिणत हो गया है और ये ईस्ट सेंट्रल बे ऑफ बंगाल में केंद्रीभूत है। बालासोर और दीघा से लगभग 700 किलोमीटर दूरी पे 1130 पर यह केंद्रीभूत था और ये उत्तर उत्तर पश्चिम दिशा में गति करके सुबह तक एक साइक्लोन स्टॉर्म में परिणत होगा और 25 तारीख शाम तक एक वेरी सीवियर साइक्लोन स्टॉर्म में परिणत होगा। 26 में उत्तर नॉर्थ ओडिशा और वेस्ट बंगाल कोस्ट को पारादीप और सागर आइलैंड के बीच ये हमारा प्रेडिक्टेड ट्रैक है, ये हमारा एरिया है जिसके अंदर ये साइक्लोन तट को पार कर सकता है। इसलिए हम अनुमान दिए हैं कि पारादीप से शुरू करके सागर आइलैंड के बीच ये तट को पार करेगा 26 तारीख शाम को एज ए वेरी सीवियर साइक्लोन स्टॉर्म विथ ए विंड स्पीड ऑफ 155 to 165 kmph and gusting to 185 kmph.
The department said that there was a risk of tidal surges of up to 20 feet during the cyclone. Meteorologists believe that the cyclone may cause more damage as it is much more widespread. The Met Office has advised fishermen not to venture into the sea from this evening. In West Bengal, the state administration is fully geared up to deal with the cyclone. The Unified Command Agency will start work from today. On the other hand, various cyclone centers have also been set up in coastal areas. Several people have been evacuated to safer places. Yesterday, the district collector of East Midnapur held a review meeting to deal with the cyclone. The coastal areas are being monitored by drones and 32 NDRF teams have already reached the state. In Odisha, according to the IMD, the cyclone now lies centered at about 540 kilometers south-southeast of Paradip. More from our Bhubaneswar correspondent.
Backgrounded against the preliminary cyclonic forecast of a wind speed between 120 to 165 kilometers per hour, heavy to very heavy rainfall between 250 to 300 millimeters and accompanying storm surges between 3 to 4 meters. The Odisha government is ready with all the preemptive and preparatory plans to face the probable cyclone should the landfall happen anywhere near the North Odisha coast. While primacy will be given to prompt evacuation of vulnerable people in vulnerable places, including those living in low-lying areas, the government has also made adequate arrangements for cyclone shelters with necessary logistics. Focus is also being made to ensure the smooth functioning of COVID-19 facilities in the areas likely to be affected by the impending cyclone. Meanwhile, 22 NDRF, 66 ODRAF and 177 firefighting teams are already in position for rescue, relief and restoration operations. Girish Chandra Das, AIR News, Bhubaneswar.
The armed forces have commenced preparations to mitigate the impact of Cyclone Yas, which is expected to hit the eastern coast on Wednesday. The Indian Air Force has airlifted 950 National Disaster Response Force personnel and 70 tons of load from Jamnagar, Varanasi, Patna and Arakonam to Kolkata, Bhubaneswar and Port Blair in 15 transport aircrafts. The Defence Ministry said 16 transport aircrafts and 26 helicopters are on standby for immediate deployment. The Indian Navy has moved 10 humanitarian assistance and disaster relief HADR pallets to Bhubaneswar and Kolkata, while 5 HADR pallets are ready at Port Blair. 8 ships of Eastern Naval Command and Andaman and Nicobar Command have been embarked with HADR brigs to provide succor to the people likely to be impacted. 4 diving and 10 flood relief columns have been pre-positioned at Kolkata, Bhubaneswar and Chilika for rendering assistance to civil administration at short notice. The centre will this week examine suggestions received from various state governments regarding the 12th class board exams and convey further information in this regard to the students by or before the 1st of June. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh chaired a national consultation to discuss conducting of 12th class exams and professional courses entrance exams. The discussions were held on 2 issues. The board exams to be conducted for 12th class by the Central Board of Secondary Education and other state boards, and the All India entrance examinations for various higher education institutes and professional courses. Various options regarding the methodology, process, duration and timings of the exams were discussed.
कुछ राज्यों ने कुछ समय मांगा है और सुझाव देने के लिए उनको कहा गया है कि 25 मई तक वो अपने सुझाव दे देंगे ताकि जल्दी से जल्दी हम इस अनिश्चितता को दूर कर सकेंगे। कि जब हमने आपकी सीबीएसई बोर्ड की इंटर की परीक्षाओं को स्थगित किया था तब हमने आपसे कहा था कि हम 1 जून तक इन परिस्थितियों का आंकलन करेंगे। जो भी परिस्थितियां होंगी वो आपकी सुरक्षा और आपका भविष्य, हमारे सामने दोनों चीजें हैं, सुरक्षा पहले और उसके बाद आपका भविष्य। इन दोनों को देख करके हम फिर 1 जून को आगे का आपको अवगत कराएंगे।
The minister discussed the importance of the Class 12th board exams and the All India entrance exams in shaping the future and defining the careers of students. He said, keeping in view the present circumstances, the government decided to cancel the CBSE board examinations of Class 10th and evaluate through internal assessment, but Class 12th examinations are very important.
External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar reached New York today on a 5-day visit to the United States. In New York, he is expected to meet UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres. In Washington, D.C., the External Affairs Minister will hold discussions with his U.S. counterpart Antony Blinken. He will also meet cabinet ministers and senior officials of Biden administration dealing with the bilateral relationship. Dr. Jaishankar will have 2 interactions with business forums on economic and COVID-related cooperation between India and the U.S. The Ministry of Ayush is organizing various activities in the run-up to International Day of Yoga 2021. One among these is a series of 5 webinars that the Ministry is organizing under the broad theme of Be with Yoga, Be at Home. It is being organized in collaboration with 5 renowned organizations of the country who will present one webinar each on a particular topic of importance in the current scenario. The first among the series will be held today by the Art of Living on finding inner strength amidst outer crisis. The series of 5 webinars is aimed at reminding to the wider audience about the issues that have become extremely important in the present context of COVID-19. The other 4 webinars to follow in this series will be presented by the Yoga Institute, Krishnamacharya Yoga Mandiram, Arham Dhyan Yog and Kaivalya Dham Yoga Institute.
All India Radio News has been at the forefront on raising awareness on COVID-19 among the citizens since the first coronavirus case was reported in India. In keeping with its role as the public service broadcaster, the News Services Division of All India Radio started a special public outreach program, Corona Jagrukta Series, in March last year. It is a live phone-in program in which top medical experts answer COVID-19 related queries of the citizens. The program is playing an important role in dispelling the fears on safety and efficacy of the COVID-19 vaccines and allaying the doubts related to coronavirus, black fungus and white fungus infections. Yesterday, the program has completed its 400th episode. Professor Medicine in the Lady Hardinge Medical College, Dr. Madhur Yadav, participated in the 400th special episode.
देखिए, ऐसा है कि जो छोटी छोटी लोगों के मन में भ्रांतियां होती हैं, 50 तरह की बात होती हैं, सोशल प्लेटफॉर्म आ गए हैं जिसमें कई तरह की बातें होती हैं, वैक्सीन ली जाए कि न ली जाए, कौन सी बढ़िया, कितनी डोज है, कौन सी कब लगवाएं, ये सब छोटी छोटी बातों के लिए आप लोगों ने जो ये पहल करी, प्रिवेंशन के बारे में जो पहल करी, मास्क के बारे में बताया, 2 गज दूरी के बारे में बताया, और बताया ही नहीं, इसको एम्फसाइज किया कि नहीं भाई ऐसा होना चाहिए। लोगों की छोटी प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व करी, कौन घर में रहेगा, बच्चे रहेंगे, बाहर जाएंगे, कब जाएंगे, तो इसको देखा जाए तो आप लोगों ने एक बहुत बड़ी भूमिका अदा करी है। ये सिर्फ कहने वाली बात नहीं है, ये महसूस करने वाली बात भी है।
You are listening to the morning news on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Cyclone Yas to make landfall at North Odisha, West Bengal coast between Paradeep and Sagar Island on Wednesday evening. Prime Minister Narendra Modi reviews preparations to deal with the cyclone, asks officials to ensure safe and timely evacuation of people from high-risk areas. Centre to decide on CBSE Class 12th board exams by 1st of June. States asked to give their feedback by tomorrow. India's daily COVID positivity rate declines to 11.34%. Lockdown in Delhi and Rajasthan extended. Railways delivers more than 15,284 metric tons of liquid medical oxygen to various states so far. Yoga Guru Baba Ramdev withdraws his remarks against allopathy after Health Minister Harshvardhan's displeasure. And Asian Boxing Championships get underway in Dubai today. India already assured of medals after 7 women participants enter semi-finals. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts.
India's daily COVID-19 positivity rate has declined to 11.34% from 24.83%, which was reported on the 10th of May. The positivity rate has declined by around 55% in just 14 days. India also recorded the highest number of COVID tests conducted in a single day, with more than 21.23 lakh tests in the past 24 hours. Talking about the COVID vaccine distribution across the country, Centre announced that more than 21.8 crore vaccine doses have been provided to states and union territories so far. Out of the total vaccine doses given to states and UTs, the total consumption stands at over 19.9 crore, including wastage, said the government. It also said that more than 1.9 crore COVID vaccine doses to be administered are still available with the states and UTs. The daily rise in coronavirus cases in India remained below the 3 lakh mark for the 7th consecutive day, with 2.4 lakh new cases recorded in a single day. The active cases further reduced to 28,05,399, comprising 10.57% of the total infections, while the national COVID-19 recovery rate improved to 88.3%. A total of 1,649 new confirmed cases of coronavirus infection was reported in the national capital during the last 24 hours. More than 5,000 people recovered and 189 deaths were also reported in the city during the last 24 hours. The total number of active cases in the national capital stood at 27,610. More than 64,319 beneficiaries have been vaccinated with COVID-19 vaccine doses in the last 24 hours in Delhi. With this so far, more than 50,81,000 vaccine doses have been administered.
Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal has announced extension of lockdown in Delhi till 5 a.m. on 31st of May. He said the situation against coronavirus is getting better with the efforts of Delhiites and all should remain disciplined in this way. Mr. Kejriwal said there is no oxygen crisis in Delhi now. He said COVID-19 cases continue to decrease in the city. The Chief Minister expressed a sigh of relief that the positivity rate has come down to 2.5% in Delhi. The Rajasthan government has decided to extend lockdown by another 15 days. The Home Department has issued a new guideline extending the lockdown till 8th of next month. Under the 3-tier lockdown, social behavior at the family, ward, village, city and state levels is expected to bring changes in accordance with the COVID protocol. Realizing family responsibility at the first level, people will have to stop the entry of outsiders into the house for some time. A report on this from our Jaipur correspondent.
Apart from medical emergencies and permitted categories, movement from one city to another, city to village, village to city and one village to another village will be completely banned. The marriage is expected to be postponed till June 30. If necessary, marriages can be done at home or as court marriages, where only 11 people will be permitted. Penalty amount has been increased from 500 rupees to 1,000 rupees for not wearing face mask in public places or workplaces. For vaccination, people will be able to visit the vaccination site located within the urban body or Panchayat Samiti related to their place of residence. Jitendra Dwivedi, AIR News, Jaipur.
In Madhya Pradesh, Corona curfew has been relaxed in 5 districts including Jhabua, Alirajpur, Khandwa, Burhanpur and Bhind. Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan had instructed that Corona curfew will be gradually relaxed with some restrictions in the districts where positivity rate will be less than 5%. More from our Bhopal correspondent.
The district disaster management committees of the 5 districts of the state have decided exemption in Corona curfew from May 24th to May 31st with some restrictions as the positivity rate in these districts is low. Orders have also been issued in this regard. Based on the experience of these districts, the restriction on various activities will be reduced in other districts also from June 1st as the positivity rate reduces and a strategy to gradually withdraw Corona curfew will be considered. Pooja Pivardhan, AIR News, Bhopal.
In Bihar, black fungus claimed 2 lives at IGIMS in Patna during the past 24 hours. With this, 6 people have so far died due to the disease in the state. Till date, 182 cases of black fungus have been reported from different parts of the state. The number of fresh COVID-19 cases is continuously declining in the state. The state's recovery rate has risen to over 93%, while the test positivity rate has declined to 3.01%. Over 97,000 people have been vaccinated in the state so far. Union Minister of State for Health Ashwini Kumar Chaubey said RT-PCR test facilities will be tripled in Bihar. Mr. Chaubey said RT-PCR labs will be established in 6 districts of the state.
The Indian Railways have so far delivered more than 15,284 metric tons of liquid medical oxygen LMO in more than 936 tankers to various states. The Ministry of Railways has said that 234 Oxygen Express have completed their journey so far and brought relief to various states. Oxygen relief by Oxygen Express reached out to 14 states, including Karnataka, Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh, Rajasthan, Haryana, Telangana, Punjab, Kerala, Delhi and Uttar Pradesh. The first Oxygen Express to Assam with 80 metric tons of liquid medical oxygen reached Assam yesterday. Oxygen Express have been delivering more than 800 metric tons of LMO to the nation every day now. The Railways has mapped different routes with oxygen supply locations and keeps itself ready within any emerging need of the states. Yoga Guru Baba Ramdev has tendered an apology and withdrawn his controversial remarks about allopathy and other modern medicinal methods. The move comes after Health Minister Harshvardhan wrote to Baba Ramdev asking him to withdraw his statement in which he had derided allopathic methods of treatment and the drugs used to treat COVID-19. Replying to Dr. Harshvardhan, Baba Ramdev said that he is withdrawing his statement to put an end to the controversy about the conflict between various methods of the medicine.
The first session of the 15th Kerala Assembly will begin today with the swearing in of 140 newly elected members from Pro Tem Speaker PTA Rahim. The election for the Speaker's post will be held tomorrow. Governor Arif Mohammad Khan will make the policy address of the second Pinarayi Vijayan government on the 28th of May. The discussion on the motion of thanks to the Governor's address will be held on the next 3 days. Finance Minister K.N. Balagopal will present the revised budget and the vote on account on the 4th of June. The session will end on the 14th of June. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will share his thoughts with the people in the country and abroad in the Mann Ki Baat program on All India Radio on the 30th of this month. It will be the 77th episode of the monthly radio program. People can share their views in the Namo app or MyGov Open Forum. They can also dial toll-free telephone number 1800-117800 and record their message for the Prime Minister in either Hindi or English. People can also give the missed call on 1922 and follow the link received in the SMS to directly give their suggestions to the Prime Minister.
Indian singles players Sumit Nagal, Prajnesh Guneshwaran, Ramkumar Ramanathan and Ankita Raina will contest in the first round of the French Open 2021 qualifiers, which will begin today. In the men's qualifiers, 23-year-old Nagal is yet to earn a main draw berth in the clay court Grand Slam and must make a good start against the 191st ranked Italian Roberto Marcora. Ankita Raina, the only Indian in the women's singles qualifying event, will take on Australia's Arina Rodionova in the first round. Asian Boxing Championships have got underway today in Dubai. India is already assured of medals after 7 women entered the semi-finals when draws were unveiled yesterday. Due to the small size of their respective draws, Indian pugilists MC Mary Kom, Pooja Rani, Anupama Sawate, Lovlina Borgohain, Lalbuat Sahi and Monica made to the last 4 stage. Mohammad Husamuddin, Shiv Thapa and Sumit Sangwan will begin their campaign for India on the opening day today. A total of 6 Indian mailboxes, including defending champion Amit Panghal, Varinder Singh, Vikas Krishan, Ashish Kumar, Sanjeet and Narendra got first round bites into the quarter-finals.
An earthquake measuring 4.3 on the Richter scale hit Uttarakhand last night. The National Center for Seismology said the epicenter of the quake was 44 kilometers north-northwest of Joshimath in Chamoli district. Tremors were also felt in Dehradun, Pauri and Garhwal districts. In Jammu and Kashmir, authorities have closed the historic Mughal road connecting twin border districts of Rajouri and Poonch to Kashmir Valley for all sorts of vehicular movement following a landslide yesterday evening at Mansar Mode along the Pir Ki Gali. A clearance process has been initiated to open the road for vehicular traffic. There are vehicles stranded on both the sides of the road, and once cleared, the traffic will be allowed accordingly. Men and machinery are on work to clear the road on a priority basis, and the road will open for traffic very soon.
Now let us take a look at the weather forecast for today. The national capital Delhi will experience strong surface winds during the daytime. The maximum temperature may rise up to 36 degrees from minimum recorded of 21 degrees Celsius. Mumbai is likely to have a partly cloudy sky with maximum temperature rising up to 34 degrees Celsius and the minimum temperature was 27 degrees. Chennai is expected to have a generally cloudy sky with drizzle and the temperature will move from 27 to 35 degrees Celsius. Kolkata will have a partly cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rains. The maximum temperature is expected to be 35 degrees while the minimum was 27 degrees Celsius. Jammu will have a mainly clear sky becoming partly cloudy towards afternoon or evening. The temperature will rise from a minimum of 22 degrees Celsius to a maximum of nearly 38 degrees. Srinagar will have thunderstorm will rain. The temperature will hover between 12 and 22 degrees Celsius. Leh may see a partly cloudy sky with temperature moving from 4 to 18 degrees Celsius. Gilgit will have a generally cloudy sky. The temperature will rise up to 28 degrees Celsius from a minimum of 11 degrees. Muzaffarabad is expected to have a mainly clear sky becoming partly cloudy towards afternoon or evening. The maximum temperature is expected to be around 33 degrees Celsius. It recorded a minimum of 16 degrees. Dehradun will have a mainly clear sky. The maximum temperature will be around 38 degrees Celsius while the minimum was 22 degrees. And now an overview of today's newspapers. PM reviews steps ahead of cyclone is the lead in the Hindustan Times. The paper adds PM Modi asked officials to coordinate with states for quick evacuation of people from high-risk areas. Yas to make landfall between Sagar Island and Paradeep is the headline in The Statesman. Centre majority of states opt to hold Class 12th board exams is the lead in The Hindu. The paper adds that states given 3 days for feedback, fewer subjects and shorter papers likely. On the run for nearly 3 weeks, Olympian Sushil Kumar held for wrestler's murder is the lead in the Indian Express. And finally, for COVID, deep breathing exercise tops home care tips for managing infection, opines the Times of India.
And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Cyclone Yas to make landfall at North Odisha, West Bengal coast between Paradeep and Saigar Island on Wednesday evening. Prime Minister Narendra Modi reviews preparations to deal with the cyclone, asks officials to ensure safe and timely evacuation of people from high-risk areas. Centre to decide on CBSE Class 12th board exams by the 1st of June. States asked to give their feedback by tomorrow. India's daily COVID positivity rate declines to 11.34%. Lockdown in Delhi and Rajasthan extended. Railways delivers more than 15,284 metric tons of liquid medical oxygen to various states so far. Yoga Guru Baba Ramdev withdraws his remarks against allopathy after Health Minister Harshvardhan's displeasure. And Asian Boxing Championships get underway in Dubai today. India already assured of 7 medals after 7 women participants enter semi-finals. And with that, we end the morning news. Have a nice day.